Yung ating pong TDPM or Tourism Development Plan of Marinduque for the year 2020 to 2030 defines the vision, strategies, and policies for the development of tourism. It also defines the projects and programs. It is mandated in Republic Act 7160 on Local Government Code natin to promote tourism and the general welfare of the people. It also supports the Philippine Development Plan 2017-2020 to spread growth opportunities to ensure the stimulation of socio-economic growth. Yung PDP po at saka yung Regional Development Plan are both anchored on ambition natin 2040. So yung long-term vision ng ating pamahalaan ng national po. And it also facilitates the development and trust of initiated in the Mimaropa Regional Development Plan. Sa bahagi naman natin, it defines the role of Marinduque to include the following: butterfly capital of Mimaropa. Yung iba sinasabi, butterfly capital of the Philippines. And then Lenten capital of the Philippines, particularly highlighting the Moriones Festival. Tourism hub, hosting historical and cultural landmarks. Marami po tayong mga landmarks. In fact, September 13, we will be celebrating, commemorating the Battle of Pulang Lupa. And then we have the burgeoning agribusiness industry. Yan po yung mga nakadefine na role ng ating lalawigan. It also considered and ensured consistency with the comprehensive land use plans of the 6 municipalities. We also, the master plan facilitated and updated yung ating provincial fiscal framework plan, particularly the tourism sector component. It was done in consultation with various stakeholders and ensured the key tourism actors are well represented. Site scoping and assessment were also undertaken. Visits to different attractions in Marinduque, interviews and discussions with the communities, ensuring that all insights and information gathered were reflected in the master plan. Ito po yung magiging overview. Next slide, please. The overview of the tourism development planning, the situation assessment, the frameworks, strategies and policies, proposed programs and projects, and proposed improvements in governance and institution. Sa geophysical and geographical and physical profile natin, of course, we know that we belong to Region 4B, to Mimaropa. About 170 kilometers southeast of Metro Manila and has a total land area of 95,925 hectares and dubbed as the geographical center of the Philippines. In terms of historical profile, Marinduque was made into a sub-corregimiento in the 16th century under Mindoro's jurisdiction. Makulay din po yung historical experience natin in regards to governance. In 1671, it was made into a province, but later was made into a sub-province again. When Marinduque completely overthrew the last Spanish cazadores, Martin Las de Sabag was appointed as military general or military governor of Marinduque. But Marinduque was able to pull out from Mindoro and the Spanish rule. The Battle of Pulang-Lupa, which we're going to celebrate on September 13, took place, and it was the first major victory of the Filipino soldiers against the Americans. Act number 125 of the U.S.-Philippine Commission established the provincial government of Marinduque with Guam as its capital. And the province became a sub-province again of Tayabas, which is now Quezon, until Republic, the Act 2080 ultimately became the province of Marinduque with the 6 municipalities na nandito ngayon, brought about by Honorable Ricardo Palas Jr. In terms of demography, in 2015, ang ating pong populasyon o yung individuals was 234,521. Of course, yung series ng PSA ay tumaas na po yan, yun po. But the population density in 2015 was 264 persons per square kilometer. But the quality of manpower is a crucial factor in establishing the capacity of a place for socio-economic development. The province will need to work harder to produce more professional manpower, which will be needed in its tourism industry and economic development. In terms of local governance and fiscal capacity, the province, as well as the municipalities, greatly depend on the internal revenue allotment, which is now called National Tax Allotment, the NTA or NATA na tinatawag natin. Our dependence in 2018 was 78.05%. We had a total debt of the same year of 15.66% of all the total income. Pero yung mga municipalities po, walang mga loan yan that time. Sa transport connectivity naman po, yung access natin, we have one via air, yung Gasan Airport natin. Another is via water transport, from Talaw-Talaw to Balanacan, from Talaw-Talaw to Buyabot, and even Quezon to Buyabot. We have also Pinamalayan, Oriental Mindoro, Tugasan. And in terms of agriculture or economy, agricultural province pa rin po ang Marinduque. More than half of the province's land area is allocated to crops. 66% of which are primarily planted to coconut. Rice land, plantation forest, grassland, built-up areas, and other land uses make up the remaining land area. The fishing industry is also an economic driver. 235,299 hectares of water as fishing area. Ito po yung tinatawag nating municipal fishing, municipal waters ng ating probinsya. Mas malaki doon sa ating land area. Aside from native pig production, in-highlight ni Congressman kanina, some residents are also engaged in bottom farming. These are the industries, along with tourism, that make up the province's economic sector. Next slide. Now we focus on tourism. Apart from being dubbed as the heart of the Philippines, the province is also known for many other things. From its verdant hills, lush forests, and white sand beaches. Each municipality offers a variety of nature or rock and sand beaches, heritage sites, century-old churches, and ancient houses, among others. The annual Moriones event, for one, has brought the island province to fame. It first appeared in Mukpo, although all municipalities have their own version of the said event. The traditional practice of putong is also one way of showing Marinduque's hospitality. We also have the kalutang, which is part of the cultural identity of the province. This is the pride of Gasan. Majority of Marinduque's local structures have yet to be urbanized and commercialized, resulting in preserved agricultural heritage and colonial era features in its towns. Its reputation for heritage houses and historic churches, ang dami po dyan ay, to name a few, Buang Cathedral, Biglang Awa Shrine, yung Santa Cruz, and other churches. We have 14 parishes all over the Diocese of Papua. Marinduque is also known for its breathtaking islands. Famous po sa atin yung Tres Freres Islands na nasa Gasan. But of course, yung Maniwaya Island sa Santa Cruz is also one of the most prominent islands in the province. In terms of beaches, Marinduque also packs quite a punch. Being an island province surrounded by water, marami tayong mga beaches dyan. Accessible from this volcano are the natural sulfur bath of Malbog, sulfur spring in Benavista, si Mayor Jenny, isa sa mga pinupromote ng ating lalawigan, believed to possess healing capabilities to escape problems and diseases. Another on tourism is the Marinduque Wildlife Sanctuary. It's a home to a wide variety of flora and fauna. A place or a go-to place for nature lovers as well. It encompasses the all municipalities except Mogbog. Nasa Central Marinduque siya. For those who adore adventure, among those is the Bagumbayan Cave in Santa Cruz, which is highly recommended. April and May turned out to be the peak season. Kaya talagang jackpot ang Marinduque sa tao pagka ganitong mga panahon. The rustic and rural scenery of the province provide a quaint and charming vibe. The province is now insurgently in-emphasize ni Governor kanina, plus drug-cleared free, declared in 2019. The province has also low crime rate and puts peace and order on its The last benefit further its goal to have a robust and inclusive tourism sector. New roads have been constructed and rural roads are being upgraded. Nakikita naman natin yan pagka umiikot tayo sa ating lalawigan. And it happened during the term of the Congressman Lord Alan and of course our Governor. But road improvements are still to be undertaken. Lalo na po yung mga access roads sa mga tourist sites na na-determine natin or na-identify natin. Accommodation facilities are also available all over the province, providing some 540 rooms overall, and can accommodate 1,334 guests. Pero during the period of lockdown, maraming mga accommodation facilities po yung mga nagsimulang ma-establish. Promotions have also been undertaken, such as hosting a blogger or TV reporters trip and having them recommended Marinduque as a place of visit. Kahapon, nagkaroon kami ng roundtable discussion ni RD tungkol dito sa mga ganyang promotion. And we have mentioned that we have a very strong influencer here in Marinduque. Yung pharmacist dyan sa tapat ng Kapitolyo, si Archie Larga, who is being invited para mag-promote or mag-assist sa tourism development. Yan, sana matap din natin siya. Distributing color purpose, ginagawa naman yan ng municipalities. And even social media platforms are also utilized to inform the public about tourism-related events or announcements. Ito yung mga tourist attraction. Hindi ko na po, next slide please. Hindi ko na po siya, wait, sorry. Next slide. Ito po yung mga tourist attraction per municipality, pero hindi ko na po lahat-lahat dyan. But we have the Buwak Cathedral, Marinduque Museum, the Casa Real, Buwak Ancestral Houses, Moriones, Pila-Pila Festival, Kabugsakan Falls, Battle of Payasay, Baligis Mountain, yung nakita ni Governor na isa sa mga may major attraction na rin natin. Plus, mayroon pa mga na-identify, like yung Hinulugan. Isa yan sa mga tourist sites na kailangan natin kung maaari pang i-develop. Sa Buena Vista, of course, yung famous Mount Malindi, yung Malbog Sulphur Spring, privately owned Marinduque Hot Spring Resort, yung Highland Hills, which is considered the chocolate hills of Marinduque during the summertime, Belaroca Island Resort, and of course yung festival ng Buena Vista, yung Tuba Festival. Sa Gaza naman, lagi na babangkit yung Tres Reyes Islands, Melchor, Gaspar, and Baltasar. Maraming features yun. Like yung instance yung American build lighthouse dun sa dulong isla, etc. We have butterfly farms all over the area located in the town proper that offer a glimpse of butterfly life cycle. Yung ating St. Joseph Church, Gasa Nature and Butterfly Park, yung Kawilihan Park, although non-operation ngayon, right? Gasang Festival, and of course, one of the caves, yung Talaw Cave. Sa Mugpo, featured lagi yung Luzon Datum of 1911 as national landmark. Of course, the Moriones Lenten Rites, the Balanacan Cove, Balanacan View Deck, and Bakud Hill. Ako, ang haba ng discussion namin kahapon dyan sa View Deck, lalo na yung facilities doon. Ano po? Bintakay Cave o yung Camarines Cave, Paadyaw Falls, Tarot Caves, and the Kanga Festival. Sa Santa Cruz, we also have the Santa Cruz Church, the Pitik Baluarte, which is now being used as the barangay office of Barangay Pitik, the Bagumbungan Underground River Cave, the Batada Cave, the Putilaw, Ipil, San Isidro Punong Dating Bayan Karst Forest, Kawa-Kawa Falls, Polo, Maniwaya, and Bongbong Islands, the Putilaw Seas Caves and Unescaped, mayroon pa rin mga maliliit na mga islands for good for island hopping. Of course, ang province natin na Santa Cruz pa meron tayong tinatawag na Carmen Eco Adventure Park, which is now the Provincial Tourism and Agricultural Development Center. Hindi pa siya operational because it was converted into a COVID facility during the height of the pandemic. Meron tayong Mount Matalib o popularly known as the Makulaplit as camping area. Then the Makulaplit Man-made Lake. Sa Torrijos, nabanggit ko na rin yung Pulang Lupa Historical Park, the Puktoy White Beach, Kaamon Cave, Sibuyaw Highlands, Basod Falls and Payanas View Deck, Bangwain Farms and Viewing Deck, Ambangon, Rocky Beach. There are other areas that are good for Marinduque scuba diving sites. And of course, sa Marinduque ang ating Marinduque Wildlife Sanctuary. Now, we go to the overview of the tourism market trends. Tourism plays a very significant role. It can tremendously increase the revenue of the province. According to the National Tourism Development Plan, key markets of the Philippines, particularly Korea and the US, will continue to be a stable source of visitors. However, a wider base of tourism destinations and experiences are necessary to maintain its growth. The niche market, like the countries of Europe, may contribute a significant volume of visitors as long as nature and culture-based programs are strengthened in the Philippines. Marinduque may take advantage of the strong domestic market. Take note, strong domestic market, while it slowly and steadily prepares the province for a robust tourism sector. Building a domestic critical mass, yung enough number para ma-influence, is necessary in the first 2 years. Tapping the international market will follow. Growth opportunities for the province will be anchored on identifying attractions to be prioritized. Moreover, identifying potential revenue streams and funding programs is essential. Nag-undertake po ang ating mga konsultant ng SWOT analysis. And for our strength, the province's social and political context provides favorable environment for tourism to flourish. Yun po ang isa sa kalakasan natin. Known for its safety and security and is ranked second among areas in the country that is peaceful, insurgency-free, drug-free province, etc. And as the economic growth conditions improve, so will security be expected to be maintained. The province has now the lowest incidence in the region at 11.7% as of 2015 on poverty incidence. Political instability also characterizes Marinduque, as evidenced by the lack of political motivated crimes and conflicts. And there are no ethnicity or religion-based conflicts or threat, unlike in the southernmost part of the Philippines. Another strength is the abundance of natural tourism assets. The province's geography and topography has created the abundance of tourism assets. You name it, we have it. From the, sabi nga sa DNR, from ridge to reef, nandyan lahat yung mga tourism assets na pwede nating i-develop. At the same time, their conservation and protection is precondition for their long-term continuity as high-value tourism assets. Another strength is the growing tourism industry. Marinduque posted high growth in tourism arrivals in 2015, but continues to have a small nominal share of tourism arrivals when particularly compared to Palawan. Palawan pa rin po yung nag-deliver mas mataas na porsyento ng tourism arrivals. That was in 2015.
Another strength is strong and competent political leadership and general openness among LGUs to inter-LGU collaboration. The current and strong competent political leadership in the province provide the opportunity for a more aggressive tourism development strategy. Current top leaders have the resolve to pursue tourism as a key economic growth strategy. Another strength is the private sector ready and will actively participate in the development of the province's tourism industry. Na-confirm po natin yan nung nag-strategic planning tayo. Yung dalawang representative sa travel sector at saka sa resort, Kamita at saka Susan, ay kami po'y naiinip na. Pero willing pa rin kami makipag-participate sa ganyan. Ano po?
We have a very small local tourism private sector, but the leaders therein are active and ready to participate and to contribute. That small local tourism private sector can very well be instrumental in effective tourism promotion. What is needed is for the government and the private sector to work together. Ito naman yung kahinaan natin na nakita. Weaknesses. Number one is issues in transport accessibility to and from the province. Nararanasan pa po ba natin? Well, there is lack of sufficient flights. Ito po yung kinuha na ngayon wala pang ang flight And the unpredictability of water transport schedule. Experience po ito ng dalawang consultants natin ng tourism, si Yusek Corpus at saka yung brother niya na urban planner na na-engage ng ating governor. It took them a while to travel. Pagdating sa Talaw-Talaw, nag-antay pa sila ng 1 or more than 1 hour para umalis yung dapat na naka-schedule ng barko. So it affirms, yun nga, ang predictability ng water transport schedule. Inevitably, water transport creates competition for more accessible mainland destination, particularly in the Quezon province. Pero itong sabihin ng transport requires national policy for large airline to provide mission-oriented routes. And even dun sa land transport, yung LTFRB natin, isa sa mga naging point of discussion kahapon yan, paano natin matutulungan itong ating mga land transport that ferry domestic and other tourists dito sa ating island. Rapid water bus transport from ports in Roas Boulevard area can be invested. I believe the government is more working on some arrangement of this particular concern. And the attractiveness of this scheme can be examined through a market and feasibility study. Another way is for the provincial government and the LGUs to invest in this transport
facility. Whether yan ay economic enterprise or joint venture, whatever, para naman mas mabigay ng mas mataas na kompetisyon yung mga private shipping lines na nagpa-apply dito sa ating province. We have an underdeveloped tourism products and services and weaknesses in destination management. There is a need for tourism destinations to be improved to global quality standards. The provincial government is initiating this process by planning for construction of tourism assistance centers and information kiosks and upgrading the facilities. Doon po sa message ni Go, may mga narinig na tayo ng mga initiatives ng ating provincial government in terms of infrastructure development related sa tourism development. Quality tourism destinations and product will ultimately be the responsibility and capacity of the private sector. But the role of the LGUs will be crucial. Another weakness is the weak marketing and targeting of paying and spending tourists. Currently, no coordinated effort on promoting Marinduque's tourism industry. The province does not have a coherent strategy to target tourists who will spend. Jerry, tama ba ito? These tourists are those of working age and have disposable income. The province should not target one-day tourism that do not spend, as these tourists make little contribution to the economy. Another weakness is weak LGU institutional capacities for tourism sector governance. Most, if not all, of the provincial government and municipal governments do not have tourism departments, o kung meron man, designates. Most of the LGUs have designated, most of the LGUs have designated selected personnel to perform the task on tourism on a part-time basis. Some personnel are assigned to the office of the governor or to the office of the mayor and form part of the immediate staff thereof. Because there is no municipal tourism development plans, there are no coherent policies and regulatory frameworks at the municipal level. Mamaya siguro sa forum, our local chief executive sa municipal level can affirm or can rebut that particular concern. Tourism infrastructure are not governed by tourism standards. It is also crucial to note that information and data needed for LGU guidance are lacking. So yung statistics na lang, yung tourism arrival natin, hindi talaga reliable, etc. Information like this are very essential in order for Marinduque to identify its existing potential markets, set priority agenda, etc. Sa kalakasan ay sa oportunidad naman, which is external to the province. The province has the unique opportunity to be truly unique place for nature-based and adventure tourism. Nature tourism or nature-oriented tourism is one of the fastest growing areas. The province can provide a number of different nature-based tourism experiences. It can range from passive activities like sightseeing, scenic diving, relaxing by the beach, or dining among the mangroves, to hard and soft adventure activities like spelunking, cliff, ano tawag doon, Joel? Yung makyat sa cliff, parang kala Spider-Man. The key is to provide nature-based tourism activities and destinations. The overall visitor experience in nature-based tourism is inextricably linked with all other aspects of the visitor's total experience. These elements complement each other and together compose an individual tourism experience. Kung ano man yung experience mga tourism natin by word of mouth, nadadala yung pag-uwi nila, it could either discourage o kaya ay invite more to come over. Another opportunity, there are several ways with which to generate as well as mobilize resources and investments for the development of tourism facilities and capacities. But limitation in funding have often been cited. There are now several policy instruments and strategic partnership choices that the provincial government and municipalities can use aside from borrowing or funding projects. We have the public-private partnership. The local government as a corporate entities can engage into this. They have the opportunity to enter into public-private partnership, can leverage their assets, and there are several PPP modalities. Thanks to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for having passed the PPP code. Haba po ng mga modalities na pwede nating pasukan para sa mga joint venture at iba pa bang mga paraan para magkaroon pa ng additional investment dito sa atin. PPPs provide LGUs the opportunity to earn revenue. Yan. Ayun naman talagang bottom line natin, mapataas yung revenue natin para higit pa natin makapag-deliver ng basic services at ma-improve further yung ating tourism industry. Inter-LGU partnership, LGUs can partner and contribute their respective assets and funds. Parang yung pooling of resources for certain activities or certain programs that can benefit each and every LGUs doon na magbibigay ng kanilang mga resources. LGUs together can also enter into PPP. Kagaya nung, ito yung landfill siguro sa Torrijos, boundary ng Torrijos at saka Buenavista. Kung hindi man maano ng probinsya, kundi maipasok din sa PPP modality yan. Ano po. So, a separate management entity can also be organized. Nandyan yung LIDIPO natin which the government has also already introduced para dun sa as an administration bill sa ating Sangguniang Panlalawigan. In terms of national-local partnership, the province can partner with national government agencies. Example is with DNR for the grant of use of frack rights or special purpose use of protected areas for tourism. Ginagawa na po ng ating probinsya yan. Attorney Romel can attest to that, yung ating Balogo Port at saka yung Marcaper Complex, winuwork out po yan natin. Grant funds, ito marami to. Whether yan ay from the other government or private outside of the Philippines. And even CHESA provides financing for the preparation of master plans and feasibility studies. We only have to tap these agencies. The provincial government can avail of these grant funds to finance the detailed design planning and development of the tourism clusters. Some development partners also provide technical assistance grants and useful in the detailed planning and preparation of urban design guidelines, lalong-lalo na doon sa ating Buwak Heritage District. Expanding governance to include enterprise development will benefit from a well-organized, capable enterprise development department. So malaking challenge ito doon sa magiging tao natin sa LIDIPO, lalo na doon sa development ng economic enterprises. And of course, yung promotion ng ating mga investment priority areas. May mga banta din, may threats. A nature-based tourism industry may pose threats to the environment, which is the very source of tourism revenues of the provincial economy. They will also increasingly pose threats to wildlife and biodiversity. And LGUs must develop the capacities. The existing environment departments will need to be sufficiently staffed. Another threat is weak domestic and global promotion of the province's tourism industry will erode its competitiveness with other destinations. So gusto natin maging competitive pero mahina yung ating promotion, then isang threat ito. The province needs to prepare and implement an aggressive marketing strategy. But aggressive promotion must be anchored on the competitiveness of visitor experience. And this requires a holistic approach which includes a wide variety of concerns to be addressed. Another threat is there is danger that an unregulated influx of fast foods, next slide yan, fast food chains, ng mga bata nagtatanong, wala pa si Javi Wala pa raw si Javi. Yan. Stores and shopping malls will erode the province's unique identity as a rural heritage and nature-based tourism destination. Yung uncontrolled influx of global and national fast food chains, department stores and malls and fashion establishments may erode the province's unique identity. So pag-develop natin yan, may trade-off pa rin. Ganun, no? It is important to provide a policy framework and detailed rules and regulations. Next slide. So, let's go back to the review of the Marinduque's tourism industry. Yung ating competitive position. O may kaiba tayo in terms of competitiveness. According to the Mimaropa Regional Development Plan, Marinduque's role in the region and in the country is to be the butterfly capital of Mimaropa, Lenten capital of the Philippines, tourism hub, ito nabanggit ko na doon sa introduction, and we are blessed with its nature-based asset, and Marinduque at present does not have the clear competitive advantage over other destinations offering similar attractions and activities. Butterfly farms and culture gardens can be found all over the country, such as in Bohol, Bulacan, Cebu, Bataan, Davao, and even in one of the Mimaropa's provinces in Palawan. Yung isang humalon butterfly farm sa Cebu, nasa loob lang siya ng isang subdivision, pero pinupuntahan ng tao. Lenten celebrations are also famous in other provinces, such as Pampanga and Quezon, and historical and cultural landmarks are scattered all over the country. Pag heritage houses and structures, ang unang pumapasok sa ating isip ay yung vegan. Pagka in terms of mga nature at saka ay mga underground rivers, Palawan, etc. But we also have those kind of attractions or assets na kailangan lang nating i-develop to be more competitive. So key holders from the province and private sectors also desire several branding and identity for the province. Take note that we always mention the government as key stakeholder and the private sectors. Magkasama lagi sila yan. Municipalities with their diverse offerings also desire to carve a niche. Ay syempre, ninanais din silang tumaas yung revenue nila and at the same time maging major attraction din yung kanilang area. Without a clear direction and identity, this poses a challenge in placing Marinduque as a viable and attractive destination in the Philippine tourism map. Take note, without clear direction and identity. Families and those who travel in groups or barkadas are the current tourism market of Marinduque. Especially yung islets ng Santa Cruz. Yun yung kanilang destination. In fact, pag nasa General Luna ka, ang pagkakaintindi ng taga General Luna, bahagi ng Quezon yung sandbar, yung palad, no? Tsaka yung pungaw. Holy Week is still registered as the most visited period. And during the entire year, Maniwaya Island, according to stakeholders interviewed, has the highest tourist arrivals during the months of March to May. In terms of regional distribution, Marinduque registered 36,274 visitor arrivals, with less than 1% or 157 guests are foreigners, while the rest are Filipinos. Yung 36,117 are Filipinos na usually mga bisita ng kamag-anak o kaya ay bisita ng mga kaibigan sa bahay na pupunta. These statistics show that the province has to continue tapping the domestic market. Kailangan yung nabanggit ko kanina, we have to develop a critical mass of domestic market para ma-establish yung competitive natin. The province must work on efforts to strengthen its product offerings and promotions to appeal to the international market and encourage foreign nationalities to see and experience what the province has to offer. In terms of tourism trade, product and systems of Marinduque, sa tourism trip naman, this refers to the availability of infrastructure, transportation, and resources to enable tourism movement. Marinduque's tourists mostly come from within the Philippines. And visitors access the province through several gateways. Nabanggit ko na yung Gasan Airport, yung Balanacan from Talaw-Talaw, and Buyabot from Talaw-Talaw and General Luna, Gasan from Pinamalayan. Within Marinduque, the main mode of transportation are the public jeepneys and tricycle. At meron na rin booming habal-habal sa atin, yung mga single motorcycles na nagsiservice sa mga interior barangays. Lalo na ngayon maganda na yung mga karsada. Nonetheless, access and transportation to and from the province are not without challenges. Challenge pa rin tayo yung sa access and transportation. Flights going to and from Marinduque are limited. That was then. Ngayon, wala. And this can deter tourists who want to visit the province but are pressed for time. It has been reported that the schedules of the passenger ferries are unreliable na kahit noon pa at hanggang ngayon. Transportation within the province, especially during the night, is problematic. Nakikipaghagel ka dyan. No fixed rates during evenings. And this leave a bad impression of image to tourists. Yung tinatawag nating push and pull factors. Push factor or attraction are what make a tourist visit a destination. Yung hatak ng Marinduque doon sa mga tourist. And yung push factor are those components that entice the person to travel out of his usual place of work or residence. And although there are several attractions available, primary attractions why tourists visit Marinduque would be the Moriones Festival and the Santa Cruz Group of Islands. That's for now, yung sa statistics. What pushes them to visit Marinduque would be to experience nature and culture-based tourism. These attractions do not provide a very strong pull to entice tourists to visit the province. And the Lenten celebrations may easily pique tourist interest, especially in Marinduque, if Marinduque cannot differentiate itself from what the other provinces has to offer in order to pull the tourists to market to visit. Kasi nga, in terms of land, ay merong Pampanga dyan, may Bulacan, yung iba pang mga lugar, Sambales, etc. Tourism products. While in Marinduque, activities available for tourists include sightseeing, nature and wildlife experience, caving, sun and sea, trekking or hiking, swimming, experiencing festivals and traditional farm tourism, among others. These are the activities that tourists usually engage in, with festivals and beach holidays as the top tourist drawers. However, data shows that tourists stay only for an average of 1.63 nights. And with a lot of attraction and activities available, it is concerning that tourists will only stay for a day or overnight. Hence, the province at present is not maximizing revenues from tourism, and the tourism experience may not be realized at its full potential. This may be caused by several factors which can be assessed by looking at the different product levels available in Marinduque. As to core benefits, yung accommodation. Many require upgrading to basic functionality and sanitation requirements. Transportation available but not reliable. Shopping amenities, yung retail na lang, not sufficient. Public restrooms are poor. Food and beverages are not sufficient. Financial institution, not sufficient. Yung landmark, dadalawa o tatatlo yung ATM, yung isa lagi pang sira. Pag nag-payout yung 4 piece, hindi ka na makakasingit. Recreation, guides, agents are limited, but being community-based and trained are commendable. So meron tayong mga community-based tourism guides na trained at na-professionalized. Only a handful of these products and services are accredited by the Tourism Department of Tourism. Only one travel agency has received accreditation from the DOT. Pumapalakpak. Tingnan ni Susan. Nayaman niya. Pero totoo po yan, there's only one accredited tourism travel agency here. As to be expected, products of tourists, basic requirement, however, some of these need to be pre-arranged or pre-booked, such as the availability of dining facilities or the procurement of food, especially during the evening. Sama po, kung walk-in ka dyan at gusto mong humikap sa noong yung mura na ulang-ulang, ay matigas na yung nyog sa dating ulang-ulang. Anyway, the province is yet to provide tourist facilities and services that will delight tourists. Ang component ng tourism system, yung attraction. Attraction draw visitors to a site. At present, these attractions do not have enough pull factor yet overcompeting destination. Other attractions need to be developed and scaled up in order for the province to attract and pull tourists to its shore. Meron naman tayo, but it needs to be scaled up. Access. This refers to infrastructure and transport link between interest areas from the population to halimbawa Bagumbungan or to other mga tourist destinations na gusto natin to require establishment services services are businesses or that cater to the needs of the tourists, like food and beverages, tour guiding, access to ATM, etc. Information. The tourism system is the provider of information and the link between locals and tourists. Lastly, yung promotion naman, it is responsible for introducing the place and attracting individuals to consider a destination in future tours, carried out primarily by private companies, and the provincial and local tourism offices have their own marketing materials considered limited. There's a presence in social media and a lot of room to intensify and expand promotional effort and strengthen as needed. Yung isa naman ang destination management and governance. An area utilized for tourism and leisure undergoes an evolution that can be divided into 6 phases. And this is known as the tourism area life cycle. We have this exploration, involvement, development, consolidation, stagnation, and the decline or rejuvenation. It is important to know which stage a particular destination is at. Marinduque can be considered to be on stage 2 of the TAL or tourism area life cycle, which is involvement. Tourist arrivals are increasing and developments are still under the control of the local government units and the local communities. Some advertising and promotions are present, and online presence initiated by travel agencies and accommodation facilities. there is an identified tourist season. For us, it's the months of March to May. Local entrepreneurship is apparent, but with small-scale industries. Nonetheless, existing facilities and services available can still be improved and upgraded, and efforts to increase these tourist numbers can be undertaken to move from involvement phase to the next phase of that, which is development. But in the development phase, tourist numbers rapidly increase. More investment from non-local investors will pour in, and loss of local control may happen. Migrant labor may be introduced. Maaring dahil sa kakulangan ng labor force na Marinduque, papasok yung mga migrant labor as local workers or local workforce that may not be able to meet or sustain the demands of the industry. Like Boracay, for instance, pasok doon, ang dami ng mga pumapasok doon ng mga migrant labor. Accessibility will have to be enhanced, such as additional flights or ferry service schedules. Promotion and marketing efforts are intensified and expanded. Pressure and demands on infrastructure and services will also be evident. A landscape change can also be experienced. New policies and additional regulations may need to be introduced. If the province so desires to transition from the involvement phase to the development phase, it must do so by developing and managing a destination welcoming to tourists. Development should be anchored on the principles of sustainable and responsible tourism development, strong organizational capacities, and inclusive growth. Question is whether or not the provincial LGU has the mechanism to match the involvement stage. So question pa rin yan. And at present, in terms of organizational involvement, do sa pag-analyze ng ating situation, no, there seems to be a disconnect with the vision of the province vis-a-vis the vision of the respective municipal LGUs. Marketing employed, not sufficient. Quality of services provided, not sufficient. Meron naman, pero not sufficient. Information and research to guide decisions, not sufficient. Quality of human resources and capacity building, not sufficient. Visitor management mechanism on-site, not sufficient. Resource stewardship, not sufficient. Market ties outside the destination, not sufficient. And what are the implications for Marinduque tourism development? There are several factors that bar Marinduque from developing into a destination of choice. Limited number and frequency of flights. Nawala na naman. Okay. Siguro meron naman ito yung nag-shift na. Okay. Limited number of frequency of flights as well as the inconsistent schedule of ferries. Paulit-ulit natin sinasabi yan. Ngayon nga, walang biyahe. Despite the existence of diverse offerings and attractions, these assets are considered underdeveloped. So marami pa tayong gagawin. Facilities and support services like retail and food and beverages cater to tourist needs are basic or inadequate. And there is no clear identity nor branding for the province. Ayan, branding yan. Challenge yan sa TPP. Ano yun? TPB. Or sa atin. At least, ano yung sa strategic planning natin? I love Santa Cruz. Dahil they have their own distinct branding already for now. Implication of Marinduque tourism development. Despite these challenges, there exists a promising potential for Marinduque to be destination of choice. Yun yung catchphrase niya, destination of choice. The province is rich in natural assets and man-made resources that need to be sustainably developed and responsibly enhanced. Centuries-old traditions, remnants of the rich heritage and culture that the province has, and the warm hospitality of the locals are also essential in enticing tourists. Moreover, Marinduque is considered a peaceful and safe province. And lastly, the provincial local government unit has the intention and strong will to promote Marinduque's tourism. Sabi ko nga, day one pa lang ni Governor, tourism industry development, lagi niyang bukang bibigyan and post as a policy statement na challenge kung dapat kung anong plan and actions. Implications for Marinduque tourism development. Key areas that need to be focused on include exploring ways to move from the involvement phase to the development phase by encouraging the right investment to enhance the attraction and services. An expected increase in dynamism of the tourism industry can be stimulated and should be controlled by good governance capacities and mechanisms. And this will require that the local governments upgrade their institutional structures. This will also require an examination of the organizational structures, functional staffing, and competency and funding requirement. Now we go to the framework and strategies and policies. Yung total development framework natin, yung transformation of Marinduque into an island province destination. The approach defines the development framework to develop the province into a tourism destination. It's based on the assessment of the tourism system and the elements to facilitate change. And what are these system components? Attraction. Attraction are resources that draw visitors to the site. Yung towns of Santa Cruz, Curios, Buena Vista, and Buac have nature-based attractions. And these nature-based attractions currently draw visitors. Yung wildlife sanctuary natin, shared by the municipalities na 5, also considered a nature-based attraction. The site, however, must be explored further to generate more tourists to visit the site. Marinduque is also home to a number of sites of historical significance. The Luzon Datum, considered as the geodetic center of the Philippines, and the Moriones Festival, celebrated during Holy Week. Sa Buac is also considered as one of the places where the first Moriones Festival happened. The first Moriones ay Mongpog, pero yung festival happened in Buac. Gasan has one of the most prominent ceiling features by previous visitors. The tourist-generating potential of the town can be strengthened when the above resources are packaged into a distinct tourism areas. Tourism clusters may be formed. In terms of access, and this refers to infrastructure and transportation link, road network must have areas that encourage temporary stop. Yung mga temporary stopover to relieve ourselves. Bawala tayo na yung experience ni Susan, yung kanya raw bisita tinawagan pa niya yung LGU Mongpog para mag-relieve dahil walang facilities along the way. At present, there is a lack of spaces for these stops. And one can hail transport to transfer from one site to another. This has to be addressed. In terms of services, services are composed of the businesses and can be appreciated in terms of the product layers. And based on the rapid assessment, there are only a number of food establishments that are able to cater to the meal requirement of the guests. Accommodation facilities are also present. In order to step up the contribution of the present services, enhancements may be recommended to create the character among service providers to present tourists to the present tourism sector of Marinduque. Providers are recommended to upgrade their service skills. And there is a need to instill a Marinduque brand of hospitality. Yan, for us to determine ano ba yung hospitality natin. In terms of facilitating change, transformation into a full tourism destination not only requires the availability of quality resources, but also the strategies to bridge the gap between the present state and the desired state. The participation of the public sector is still required to influence progress, and this requires intervention. Building committed and capacity of the local tourism officers to harness the potential of its tourism resources is crucial in enabling tourism transformation. And also during the rapid assessment, there were a number of opportunities where municipal tourism officers and local officials must discuss tourism development. An intensive awareness campaign and venues to arrive at complementing goals are required. Hence, increasing the degree of awareness is very critical. And once an acceptable degree of awareness is established, the commitment must be strengthened by building the capacity of stakeholders. And building capacity to pursue tourism development can be enabled through the expansion of skills of resource owners and empowering them. Although a degree of autonomy can be achieved, should be viewed as an opportunity to allow the different stakeholders group or stakeholder groups to become responsible. Capacity can be expanded by offering training programs to improve product development and enhance the quality of services. It is imperative to find ways to coordinate municipal and provincial efforts to create a system. Competitiveness can be demonstrated in terms of capacity of the destination to be preferred over other options, and the capacity of the destination managers to seamlessly provide services while maximizing tourism revenue. To achieve this, the province should transform itself into a coordinated network of suppliers and tourism experience providers. Collaboration and contribution among different sectors should be viewed as a primary strategy. Take note, collaboration and contribution among different sectors as a primary strategy. We have noted that other destinations surrounding Marinduque and the present capacity of present destination managers to mobilize resources and negotiated with other tourism stakeholders. For instance, the port of Balanacan, which is located in Hugbo, is linked with the port of Lucena, which is in Quezon. Quezon province presently offers a variety of tourism experiences that can compete directly with those of Marinduque. For a tourist nga naman, kung alam mo merong mga attractions doon, similar to Marinduque, ay hindi na ako magta-travel sa Cebu, na lang ako sa Quezon. It is critical for the Provincial Tourism Office, Provincial Office to find ways to position its tourism offerers in distinct and equally valuable products. Coordination with service providers outside Marinduque, a sophisticated network of collaborators should be forged. Destination managers in Marinduque should be able to deliver quality products and opportunities. And the character of the societies residing in the towns of Marinduque and the welfare of the locals should be at the center of development. Cultural mapping and community organizing are deemed essential. Documentation and research initiatives are already started, and this should be sustained. Yung collation lang ng data at saka yung pag-analyze nun, yun ang medyo kinakailangan pa natin i-enhance. Communities should also be monitored to enjoin them to be part of this project. Para naman, may stay sila and they can claim, may claim making silang pwedeng gawin na bahagi kami dyan. Hindi lang yan inutuloy siyang provincial government. So, framework toward a competitive island heritage destination, Marinduque has the potential to become one of the most sought-after island heritage destination in the Philippines. Ito ay in-emphasize ni Yusek Corpus dun. We can be
a destination or sought after island heritage destination. But in order to realize this, kailangan may mga approaches na gagawin. A. Organizing present resources into Marinduque tourism clusters. That's why the Marinduque Tourism Development have clustered the province into 4 clusters. Cluster 1, the island and nature-based tourism cluster to be located in the municipality of Santa Cruz. Cluster 2, wellness and recreation cluster, comprised of tourism sites from the towns of Buena Vista and Torrijos. Cluster 3, heritage town cluster, to be composed of the municipalities of Mugpo, Buak, and Gasan. And cluster 4 is the island ecotourism cluster, comprised of areas in the province assigned as its Marinduque Wildlife Sanctuary, yung Central Marinduque natin. Each tourism cluster is envisioned to have tourism experience offering that are distinct to other areas in the province. Ay, paano ka naman makikikompete kung walang distinctiveness yung i-offer? This ensures the development of character to mobilize stakeholder support and engage in development. The cluster approach also provides the opportunity to offer sites that have already demonstrated a certain degree of readiness. Although cluster ito, for that particular, hindi naman ito dinidissuade yung local government unit to develop other potential tourism areas in their respective municipalities. Prioritization of areas that may need intensive investment to make them capable of accepting tourists. Another is coordinating development using the stepwise program to build the capacity of local tourism officers, provincial and municipal, networks of destination managers, and tour organizers. Kala ko meron ko rin. O parang pinahinto na ako. Network of destination managers and tour organizers and communities who will be charged with managing tourism in the identified Marinduque tourism cluster. So meron diyang core group na talagang sila yung point person to manage, to operate, etc. A 3-step development process is recommended. A strategic planning is required. The stepwise approach ensures that appropriate organization development programs are in place. And this development begin with increasing awareness and capacity building, yan phase 1. Effort followed by efforts to strengthen the capability to manage sites, deliver quality tourism offerings, and packaging of tours into efficiency and accommodate guests. Yun yung phase 2. And phase 3 should include initiative to link the different clusters into one cohesive network and establish strong linkage with tourism service providers outside the province. So hindi lang tayo dito, pati yung service providers outside nakalink din. So putting in place tourism investment, the tourism investment program must focus on nurturing and bringing out the value of tourism resources. Number 2, linking the sites and expanding capacities to accommodate tourists. And number 3, improving the quality of service offerings and increasing sectoral capacity. Putting the place in the enabling mechanism, this involves creating mechanisms to continuously explore and understand the culture and to organize residents. Ito po yung kanyan. Next slide please. Yung tourism development framework. Yung green po ay start with the tourism awareness. Ayan, tourism awareness. Yung yellow is tourism culture development. And then yung red is competitive destination development. Okay. Ano yung mga strategies natin na tourism awareness phase? PPAs assigned in this phase must be completed in the first 2 years of the planning period, year 0 to year 2. Nung in-start itong planning na ito, and by the time it was adopted, with the COVID, 2 years na yung nag-lapse, more than 2 years na. So yung year zero dapat umpisa na yun, ano? Para doon sa tourism awareness phase. Yung tourism culture development phase, PPAs assigned in this phase must be completed in year 3 to year 5. And yung competitive destination development phase, our PPAs assigned in this phase must be started immediately after the tourism culture development phase, yung on the year 6, and completed until the end of the planning period, yung year 10 natin.